My topic is lowering of the drinking age from 21 to 18. The law as it stands right now does not prevent underage drinking, and it creates an unsafe drinking environment and causes bad habits. A little bit of background. In the United States, young adults must be 21 years of age to consume alcohol. It is illegal for those under 21, and the punishment for breaking this law can be significant. Many in the United States have been questioning whether the law of the drinking age makes sense. Many questions have arisen contemplating whether the age should be lowered or kept as it is. Many college students and young groups complain that the law is simply unrealistic and that college students and young teenagers are drinking anyway. And this sets a bad precedent for individual behavior. The first claim is the law, as it stands, does not prevent underage drinking. John M. McArdle, former president of Middlebury College in Vermont, and the founder of the Choose Responsibility, said it does not reduce drinking, it simply puts younger adults at a greater risk of alcohol consumption. The federal government's National Survey on Drug Use and Health found that in 2005, the most recent year with complete figures available, 85% of a 21-year-old Americans reported that they have used alcohol. Two out of the five of that 85% said they have binged, and that is consuming 5 or more drinks at one time. And they said that they binged within the previous month. It is commonly believed that the forbidden and inaccessibility of things often make them more desirable to people. Alcohol, particularly for youth individuals, is one of those things. Forbidding the 18 to 20-year-olds from consuming alcohol may actually increase the appeal of alcohol and increase its consumption and increase related problems with it. With the drinking age where it's at now, it can create addiction among teenagers. Prohibition tends to destroy the idea of moderation. Instead, it promotes in great excess and abusive drinking. People tend to gulp alcohol in large quantities on those occasions when they can obtain alcohol. When people gulp alcohol, it creates binge and closet drinking. They acquire this awful habit and get addicted very quickly and easily. It not only affects their health, but it harshly affects their overall personality. David J. Hansen, an alcohol researcher and professor at the New York State University, said, "I think that we should teach people on how to drink as well how not to drink." Lowering the drinking age would create a safer and more controllable environment for the ages of 18 to 20. Lowering the drinking age would allow the young 18 to 20-year-olds to drink in a safely regulated environment such as bars and restaurants with supervision. Prohibiting this age group from drinking in bars and other licensed establishments causes them to drink in more unsupervised places such as fraternities and parties where they're more prone to binge drinking and other unsafe behavior. The drinking age to be lowered at 18 will permit those to use it and consume in a more socially controlled environment such as bars and at their homes. Currently, we prohibit a 21-year-old or 20-year-old from drinking champagne at their own wedding. It is believed that individuals of any age to be permitted to consume alcohol under supervision in a safe environment. Many believe that the lowering drinking age would increase the deaths and accidents with alcohol. Peter Osh and David Levy said the minimum drinking age is not significant or even perceptible factor in fatality experience of all or young drivers. In the same study, Ash and Levy proved that the lowering of drinking age merely will transfer the lives lost from 18 to 20 bracket to the 21 to 24-year-old age groups. Alan Mark said, from a psychology professor of the United States of Washington, said, drunkenness also spawns other problems from assaults to rapes to accidents and other alcohol poisonings. All of these are fatal or nearly so. Young people are drinking illegally and are more reluctant to summon for help and when things go awry. And he also said that now everyone's afraid of getting caught and leads to more accidents occurring, and it is safer for them to drink in a more controlled environment. In conclusion, major arguments of setting the drinking age at 21 are health and safety related. Some have argued, for example, that 18-year-olds are not responsible enough to handle alcohol, and that they're more likely to binge drink and suffer from alcohol poisoning. If the law were to change, problems caused with alcohol would change. Changing the legal age to 18 would make alcohol more available and less of a taboo, and thus making some of a novelty and taking the novelty and excitement out of drinking, add a room and create a safe environment for underage drinkers. The real problem doesn't lie in the age, it lies in the education and public awareness of campaigns, not in a higher drinking age. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, well, I know what the subject is, but I don't know what the proposition is at the beginning of the speech. About 3 minutes in, you do make a pretty distinct claim that says lowering the drinking age would create a safe drinking environment, and it sounds like maybe that's the proposition that you're arguing for, but it needs to be a heck of a lot clearer. Sometimes it sounds like you're laying out points that you're going to be talking about, but then it turns out that you're actually starting to talk about them, so it's not really a preview, but you're not consistent about doing that. You bounce back and forth between a couple of points. I heard the forbidden fruit argument a couple of places. I heard the binge drinking thing in a couple of places, and it wasn't quite clear how binge drinking would be affected by anything except that it's related to the forbidden fruit argument. And there's no evidence on the forbidden fruit argument. You've got a good theory here that you explain, but there's no demonstration that that is an accurate concept, that it does have this effect on people's drinking, that they drink to excess. Like you say, they gulp it down because they're opportunity drinkers and they're not sure they're going to have another opportunity, so they shovel down as much beer or whatever it is as they can at a given time. You had a couple of studies that you tried to cite for in response to the reservation argument concerning deaths on the highways and accidents and those sorts of things. I didn't think that those studies were very clear, and in the context of the argument, I think that they actually raised the question more than answered the question. So I think it might be a good idea to avoid talking about that issue until an opponent had raised it, for instance, in a debate on the issue. You've got at one point a list of all these harms that occur when people are drinking, like rape and assault and all those kinds of things, but no explanation about how drinking in a safe environment is going to prevent those kinds of things from happening, or how lowering the drinking age is going to create the safe environment so that those kinds of things don't happen. I guess the assumption is that once the drinking age drops down to 18, nobody will be drinking in fraternities anymore. They'll be going to bars. But that's the part that I need to have some evidence on, something that would prove that. All right, thank you.